Beast Morphers, otherwise known as Hasbro's first Megazord series for Power Rangers. I'm saying the first series because they didn't do any Zords in Season 2. They had the Line Zord that turned into the motorcycle, but they didn't do it, meaning that Beast Morphers Series 1 is the first series where they did the only Beast Morphers Zords they made. And this is the first one. This is the Beast Racer Zord, I believe. Now, this is the version of the Zord with the cheetah head out. Normally, it just should look like this, but sticking the head on, kind of, I don't know what they were going with that idea. This is kind of what it looks like before it launches, and then adding the head basically just results in the cheetah mode. Before we get to the transforming, as always, we will be taking a look at some of the paint and the detailing. Also, there's no light in this video because it's running out of battery, hence all these shadows. So, a bit of a downgrade in quality, but there's nothing we can do about that at this time. I will get the light charged up if I remember. I might even charge it up when this video is done. It won't be ready for premiere this day as I'm filming it, because it's currently like 10 PM. I can't get it out by now. Plus the computer, it's got an issue where if it's on for too long, it's got the graphics on screen start jittering about, and there's going to be a considerable time gap in between when you last used it if it does that. So that means I can't do the video right now because it makes the computer basically just unusable. Anyway, this is the Beast Racer Zord, and before we have a look at the head for the cheetah, we'll be looking at the basic Zord body. Now, yeah, standard race car Zord. All the wheels do spin, which is nice. It's not molded detailing with a real wheel underneath. These wheels do spin, yeah, the entire thing. Design wise, it's a very futuristic looking racer Zord car, Super Sentai standards. The paint's been done up quite nicely. This is Hasbro, in fact, so I doubt there's going to be that much missing paint on these Zords. But I could be wrong. There's some metallic silver on the wheels and on the back parts of the car, plus with little silver streaks around the front. I think this is metallic red for the visor here, which is nice. Looks the same on the back, on this side. There's some Megazord fists on the back, plus some metallic silver here, which is all nice. On the bottom, you can see the Megazord head, but there's no other Megazord detailing, which means they managed to obscure the rest of the Megazord parts pretty well. Okay. And the spoiler at the back is a bit of a nuisance, because I don't know if it's just me, but you see it's come off a bit. But there's a little hole in the back there. You're supposed to put it in, but it doesn't seem to always want to stay in there. It just kind of wants to keep flying out. See, it just comes off. I mean, it doesn't come off when you turn it upside down, obviously, but I mean, it does feel quite loose. See, so I'm not entirely a fan of that. Also, to insert the cheetah head, you just got to move up the first inside parts here, and there's a little hole inside here, which is where the cheetah head is meant to go. Cheetah head's been done up nice with the paint. The Japanese version has it so the cheetah head can turn into Cheetah Nick, or the Cruise Beast Bot, as he is known in Beast Morphers. But of course, the American version can't do that, probably because that idea wasn't directly adapted in the show. But whatever. The mouth does open, which I think was a feature carried over from the GoBusters version, but I'm not sure. What I do not like about this, however, is that the only way this head stays in to the Zord is with this little top hook goes in here. If you move it, it comes out straight away. That's the only way this stays in, unless I'm doing something wrong. There is no more there's not a secure way to do this. So I believe the Japanese version had a much stronger clip, which I am led to believe, considering the Japanese version is normally a lot better and stronger and more thought through in design. Right, so this particular Zord has got 3 modes. The Racer is the first. To get to the second, which is the Cheetah mode, all we've got to do is fold down these front panels here on the car racer, sorry, we've got to fold them underneath like this. Yeah, I mean, you can put this one underneath, you can put this one on top, it doesn't really matter. I assume this one goes on the top, hence the extra joint here, because there's 2 joints. Then there's some legs inside that fold down as a side too. And on the back legs, the back parts of the car just fold down too. And again. And then this part folds down. And then there's a little foot that comes out here. Same on this side. And you've got to reattach the head and the tail. But we'll get to that, because if I try to show off the detailing with it in cheater mode, they'll just fall off. So it's just redundant. The design is a bit different. Originally, that these parts would come down and it would be similarly designed to the back parts, but yeah, cost-cutting measures. The legs, do they feel strong? Not really. They feel a bit flimsy. And they're also missing some paint. But again, they've done the inside quite well, so I'll let them off. They also use the metal joint again, which probably costs a lot more. Again, this is missing some paint too, I believe, but they've done up the molded details quite nice, like with Bandai. The head will attach the same way, again with the awkwardness of it not staying in properly, so we will try to get that to work if it doesn't want to fall out. Then the tail is pretty simple. You take the spoiler, you push it all the way through, then you move it up a tiny bit. Apparently this is the tail. And you've got to go into the endless joy of the little handle not going into the back of the item. And that likes to happen a lot, so I'm not going to bother. Let's be honest, it's pointless, just falls off. Again, the Japanese one had a better clip and hold, I believe. Anyway, to get it to a Megazord mode, all you need to do is basically turn it back into a car. The racer, so fold in the legs, fold up the panels, fold in the feet, fold up the rear wheels, and then fold in these parts here. So now that's basically in cheater mode. Cheater mode. And you are supposed to remove the cheater face and the tail, but what you do need to do for a difference is open up the front of the car. Now, originally the Japanese version, I believe, had some release buttons on the side about here, but this version cuts it out. So you fold the legs out, and when doing this, these leg pieces have actually come off on me because they are jointed, but that doesn't seem to be happening now. That's good. Fold out the legs. These are just hollow on the underside for transformation purposes, which is fair. Fold up the feet. Does it stand very well? I'd say it does, because the feet are probably supported. See, there's a bit of plastic at the back that makes it stand. And then we've got to split the arms. Fold them down, move them around, and then the arms drop down like this, which is very reminiscent of the Japanese version, so they've kept a lot of the design going on. And you take the cheetah head, this clicks into the front, and then the head's also pretty simple. Turn it around, you've got this little spike that comes up on the top, folds down, comes up, and there's 2 parts here that come round from the glasses, and then the head just comes up a bit too, like this, which is a bit redundant, but alright. And then the sword, it's just the cheetah tail with the handle straightened out all the way, and yeah, the sword does fit in the hand. The Megazord hand's a lot better. So this is the cheetah Zord battle mode. Calling it a battle mode is a bit of a stupid choice, as technically it's a Megazord, and perhaps they were trying to fuel some nostalgia from Mighty Morphin because the original Dragon Zord had a battle mode too. That's going to be a recurring problem with Hasbro in these videos. Well, not probably, because I remember when they launched the Cosmic Fury Megazord, I think it was in September last year, they had a formation where the Zords can go into like a Thunder Zord Assault Team formation. And it looks wrong, doesn't go together properly, and also it's very reminiscent of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 2. So they were relying on the past too much, they were relying on nostalgia a bit too much. Which is one of the problems with Hasbro, because they keep wanting to do that. Anyway, I digress. How does this Megazord look? In terms of design, not bad. Looks very humanoid-esque, so maybe at the time, maybe Toei and Bandai Japan realised that fans wanted more humanoid Megazords after how humanoid the Samurai Megazord looked compared to Shinkano, so maybe they did improve on that. Unfortunately, the articulation on the original, because this is called Go Buster Ace in Japan, the original articulation on Ace wasn't very high. I think it was just the arms and the shoulders, and I think that was it. Which is okay. I mean, that's fair. That's all the articulation that they really needed for transformation. This goes to a whole new... Also, it had the shoulder joints as well. So it's been this way, they also had the shoulder joints too. This goes a whole new level. This adds waist articulation and the knee articulation here too, so you can do stuff like this. Stuff that the Japanese version didn't have. Unfortunately though, it does seem that this Megazord has suffered, this warrior mode has actually suffered in the paint department. As you can see that it looks awfully, the main body here looks awfully red. I think there's some paint missing. Luckily for Hasbro though, most of the Megazord is the legs, and this is the part of the Megazord that has the most paint on it. So to be fair, for Megazord mode, they did keep a lot of paint, but the further you see the more of this Megazord you see, the more paint you realise is missing. But the head, how does the head look? The head, I'd say the head doesn't look half bad. The silver's done nice. The little eyes, I think, are missing the little black detailing, but again, that's just normal for Power Rangers to miss out. This little shape at the top's been done up nice. And the glasses, the sunglasses, they've been done in translucent rubber, sorry. And the gold, the gold on it is not exactly metallic, it's more like a gold shade, I think. It's not gold, but alright, I'll let them off. Again, it's been done up nice. It looks kind of, near identical to the Japanese version, so... First impressions of Hasbro getting the Zord line, compared to Bandai of America, there's been a massive increase in paint applications. Especially in the metallic paint department. Of course, because of this, the prices had to suffer. The prices, I think, for a single Zord kind of went up, and for this reason, when they launched on standard retail, they didn't exactly sell the Zords together in one box. They just sold them as like separate releases, so all 5 Zords releasing separately. This meant that if you wanted to make a Megazord, you'd have to find all 5. I mean, you'd have to find a considerable amount to even form a big Megazord. And apparently in America, when these launched, the shops got everyone apart from red and gold, which are the main components for every Megazord. Meaning that they kind of failed on the Megazord front. But because they had Toys R Us basically, and Toys R Us just went downhill. But in the UK at least we had Toys R Us, which is closed, still is closed. The online store at the time, the online store now is doing pretty well. And we also have a store chain called Smith's Toys Superstores, which if you live in the UK you might have received a few adverts for now, but I'm not sure. In this case, UK collectors could go to Smith's Toys and purchase every Zord, but in the US, where these were being manufactured, ironically enough, they weren't so lucky. Which probably explains why when Hasbro probably explains why on Amazon Hasbro launched a big box containing all 5 Zords. I mean, that was nice of Hasbro in case you were missing a specific Zord, because don't forget, that's something that Bandai of America hadn't done since Samurai, I think. Super Samurai, where they included every Zord for the biggest possible Megazord possible in the range, the Gigazord. So Hasbro did something that Bandai of America hadn't done in years. Now again, this good streak lasted for only the first season of Beast Morphers. Don't forget, in the second season of Beast Morphers, they had the Lion Zord, Beast X King Zord, I think it was called, or otherwise known as Tatagame Lyo in Japan. They didn't make that Zord. They instead made a bunch of like replacement gimmick items because they made the Beast King Morph and the Spin Saver, the with crossbow thing. They made a bunch of replacement items, and they tried to fill a gap which only a Megazord could fill, basically. So don't forget this Megazord success, right? For Beast Morphers at least, only lasted the first season. Okay, so all the effort put in here was kind of short-lived. Okay, so they got off on the wrong foot, but unfortunately they tripped and fell on the halfway point to the end of the race. Funny wordplay joke there by the Funny Channel, Funny British Channel. Insert joke here. It's my username. I insert comedy here and there. What do you expect? Until the next video, which is going to be next Monday. Ta-ra!